This chart I've got pulled up is the Euro USD, and in just a second I'm going to go over an idea that I have on it and a couple other trading setups that I think might be worth paying attention to going into today's market action. Look at that thing. That thing is flying as we look at it. So let's go ahead and jump into some analysis, talking specifically about some dollar pairs. All right, guys, so it is no secret. The euro is absolutely flying high here this morning. And you can see, I mean, from the lows here, we are currently seeing a move of 85 pips to the upside. And if we go look at the market heat map, you can see it's the same thing here. You've got pound pairs making moves higher. You've got euro pairs, euro Aussie, pound yen, pound CAD, euro dollar. It's the pound pairs and the euro pairs that are both flying. Here, look at the pound just completely flew through my idea of 50% retracement. I didn't take any trades here, but it is crazy to see how strong these two are here going into this morning. Let's talk a little bit about this and whether or not I actually think that this rally will last, or if this is something that I think we should be selling into. Should we, consider the downside here could continue? I'm going to go into all of that here today, but it's just an impressive thing to look across the board here. Here's like Euro Aussie making a screaming move to the upside, Euro CHF, you've got Euro CAD, and between the two of them, it's actually interesting to cross Euro against pound to see what's happening here. And you can see they're relatively even today, not one completely outpacing the other. So the Euro and the pound both really, really strong here as we get into the New York session. Now, I want to talk about my personal favorite setup at this time, which is the Euro USD on the short side. And I want to build a case for it, so stick around with me on this video. Let's first go over the technicals. So we have a beautiful downtrend, right? Very, very clear. If we use our simple indicator set list here, you can see we've got downward trend. This is the 4-hour chart, by the way. RSI is poking up into an overbought reading, as well as a nice clean downward trend. This to me looks like an opportunity to sell if we're looking purely at technicals, but it doesn't stop there. Let's keep going. So let's go back to just our price chart for a second. And I want to mark out some key levels here on the chart. So you've got this level here, and you've also got this point here on the chart as well. Both of these are what I would consider pretty considerable spots on the chart to look for market pivot points, if you will. So if we draw our fibs from the swing high here, so looking left, if I go ahead and get my fibs from swing high here to swing low, this is sort of the entire move that we saw last week. We saw a really strong downward push for the euro. And now we have price retesting the 50% retracement with that 61.8% retracement just narrowly above. And I personally like a sell trade here. In fact, so much so that I'm about to take a trade. Okay, and now we're back. So here is the trade setup. I just got this sent out to members inside of our Discord channel. By the way, this is a good time to pause and remind you guys that if you want access to our Discord channel, we do have a free one that's available. You can get access to all sorts of free stuff down below in the description, and we'll also pin the comment down below in case you want to grab it there. Just click that link and you'll be able to join the Discord for free. So I just picked up euro dollar short, and this is going to be a start to a new trade. We'll see if this one plays out the way I'm looking for. But again, going off that analysis, we just hit the entry here. So price ended up hitting that 50% retracement, tagging this level, and that was a nice cue for me to go ahead and pick up my trade to the downside. And we'll see if this one can play out. Now, my stop loss is right above market highs at the 61.8% retracement. If that level breaks, I'll be out for a $1,000 loss, which is a small amount on this account overall. Now, let me get into my thesis here a little bit with the euro dollar. Now, of course, we have the full breakdown, but I want to show you guys something specific under the seasonality category for pound USD and for euro USD. So if I go to euro USD here and I pull this one up, check this out. Under the seasonality tab, we get a month-to-month performance on average of these different assets. So right now we have Euro USD selected, and you can see that in the month of February, which is the one we're in right now, and in March, we are expecting a decline in these 2 months. Now, that is just taking historical data and seeing during particular months of the year, is there a lean one way or the other? And right now, the euro going into the month of March, which is just in a couple of days here, looks bearish. And we also have that on the 5-year average as well, mirrors the data pretty nicely, which gives us a nice sell bias in that category. But it doesn't stop there. Under the smart money tab, we can see that big money is pretty much long USD pretty heavily. Now, what I don't love is that it's also long euro. So this is not my favorite case for a bullish or for a bearish setup on euro USD, but there's other things that I want to show to you as well. Now, when we go back to the euro USD specifically, under the economic data page, what we can see is comparing the euro versus the USD. You can see that in all 4 categories, the dollar is favored. So if we zoom in on this, you can see GDP growth is favored in the US. Inflation at 6.4% is favored in the US. Unemployment is more healthy or lower in the US, which is healthier, right? And then we have that 4.75% interest rate, which is higher yielding for the dollar. So all of these factors point towards bearish setups on the euro. So today, as price tagged up into this area, I took that sell, and you can see it's already sort of playing out. I think we have potential to make a move back down to the previous lows and perhaps even beyond when looking at this euro. My bigger term target is, of course, a move back down to this previous low, but really we have this potential to tag this level here, which is 1.049, let's call it. And then it doesn't even stop there. If the market really wants to get bearish here, you know, this Euro USD uptrend has kind of cracked here to the downside. And for me, this idea of looking for continuation to the downside could bring us down to levels like even 1.026, right? If you guys were watching the channel at the time, we traded euro dollar a lot during the previous low almost, where we were able to catch some massive trades. This was a 8.3 lot, which was a really large trade for me. On the sell side, we also took another one. You know, there on the sell side, you can see we traded this, but then have not traded it since in a while. So I'm looking for more downside on the euro. If we can capture it, then that's great. Let's go back to our other one, which is the pound USD, and see if there's anything of interest here. So pound USD here, I'm not going to take this trade because I just took that euro and I liked the euro short a little bit better. But to be fair to the bulls, we had a little bit of a crack to the upside. We'll have to watch to see if this thing rolls over as sellers attempt to kind of contain this move to the upside. It's a big pop for the pound against the dollar, but like I said, I think factors favor more downside for pound USD as that dollar looks really strong. This one getting a -9 on the edge finder. GDP growth, inflation, unemployment, and interest rates all favoring the US dollar, which puts us in a position to be predominantly looking for sell setups on GBP USD. So also, like I mentioned, seasonality also favored it to the downside there for the pound. We mentioned with the euro, but let's also look at the pound's seasonality. You can see both months. Well, February was slightly positive in the month of February. We see over the 5-year average. But for the most part, we get a negative expectancy going into March, which will be interesting to see if that plays out as expected with the pound USD. Now, one more that I've been talking about is this dollar yen, which I like dollar yen on the long side, but it hasn't really pulled back anywhere near an entry for me. I'll give you one more bonus chart that I'm interested in myself, which for example is USD CHF. Dollar Swiss, if price is able to pull back to support here at this 50% retracement, this is your 4-hour chart view. If price can get a pullback into that area, I am interested in possibly picking this one up on the long side as well, looking for a continuation of this recent trend that has sort of begun on the dollar. And a lot of this dollar bullishness has come from some of the stuff we've been talking about recently on the channel, which is a lot of strong economic numbers. We had high levels of inflation in our last reporting. We had PPI numbers. We had, lots of things that are sort of stacking into the bull case scenario. So until we get some sort of, big dovishness coming in from the Fed or whatnot, we are going to predominantly be looking to ride this dollar move for what it's worth. We'll see if that plays out. On, again, my Euro USD trade that I've got on. That is one that I'm currently looking for a continuation of, and probably my favorite on the list at this time. So with that said, guys, hopefully this video is helpful to you. If you enjoy my content, make sure to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. And remember, you can join the Discord or get access to the free Edge Finder version down below in the description. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you back next time. It looks like you made it to the end of one of my videos. Thank you so much for supporting my content. It really means the world to me. And down below in the description, I put together some of my best resources for aspiring traders who are looking to improve. I've got some free downloads that could help you, some broker recommendations, and if you'd like to join our Discord or get access to some of our trading software, all of that will be linked down below in the description. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.